Hello and welcome to another episode of Car Reviews with BRYT. And in today's episode, I bring you the all-new VW POLO SEDAN Live, which looks way better than the entry-level POLO SEDAN. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll make sure to drop the link on the description so you can catch up. So how do we differentiate the POLO SEDAN and the POLO SEDAN Live? Even though they're fitted with the very same LED headlamps, the POLO SEDAN Live also comes with a glossy black finish on its bumper as well as some fog lights. Now let's have a 360 tour around the car. And with this Polo you are not given any wheel options since it only comes with the 16-inch alloy wheels, which is driven by a 1.6 4-cylinder petrol engine, which you also get in the entry-level POLO SEDAN, which has a power output of 81 kilowatts as well as 152 Newton meters of torque between 3,850 to 4,100 RPM. And unlike the entry-level POLO SEDAN where you have black door handles as well as side mirrors, with the POLO SEDAN Live you get everything with the code of the car. And one might think there's no difference at the back since it shares the very same LED tail lights with the entry-level POLO SEDAN. But then with the POLO SEDAN Live we have this silver panel fitted on its rear bumper, which hides its one-pipe exhaust. With the POLO SEDAN Live having a base price of 345,600, you don't have any optional extras. Yet you can pay an extra 20,000 Rand to get yourself the POLO SEDAN Live P-Tronic, which starts at 365,600. Where you can also choose to finance and pay a monthly installment of 6,537 for a period of 72 months on a linked rate of 10.25%. Now let's check out my favorite part, the interior. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed as of yet. Just like those who watched the entry-level POLO SEDAN review, I wasn't expecting these guys. But let's continue with the review, since we get some hard plastic as well as some leather on the inner panel of the door. And it comes with 4 electrical windows as well as power side mirrors which can be folded and adjusted electronically. And it also has goldish surroundings on its inner silver door opener, where you also get your lock and unlock buttons. And at this point you can spot the differences on the dashboard. Now let's take a small nyana tour before we get deep into details. And getting inside, you are welcomed by this artificial leather-wrapped multifunctional steering wheel, as well as this analog instrument cluster. With the POLO SEDAN Live, you get yourself a 10-inch infotainment system which supports Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and also has Bluetooth, connected to 8 speakers. And I really love what they did on the dashboard, which is better than that of the entry-level POLO SEDAN, where you get the black piano finish which is enhanced by this goldish color. And as we move down to the center console, we get ourselves a gesture controllable climate control, as well as 2 Type-C charging ports and a wireless charging interface for your smartphone. And with this model we are given a 5-speed manual transmission, which can take the car from 0 to 100 in less than 11.4 seconds, taking it to a top speed of 187 kilometers per hour on a fuel consumption of 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers, charging from the 45-liter petrol tank, which can drive you an average range of 726 kilometers. And we also have this little armrest which can be turned into a storage compartment. And nothing much is going on inside. And one disappointing factor about the Polo Sedan Life is that whatever you've seen so far in the interior comes as standard without any options to choose from. Let's say you have kids, how many times are you supposed to get your seats washed?
If you're selling seat covers, target the Polo Sedan Life drivers.
Now let's talk about the safety. So this car has 6 airbags, electronic stability control, multi-collision braking system, park distance control, as well as tire pressure monitoring system so you don't get stuck on the road. Now let's talk about the ownership. Since you have a monthly installment of 6,537, let's add in 1,000 Rand for insurance, and you will need 1,010 to fill up your 45-liter petrol tank. Meaning on monthly basis, you'll have to spend plus minus 8,547 Rands on your Polo Sedan Life. Now let's check out the rear cabin. And with such a spacious rear cabin, we might as well say the S in Polo Sedan stands for space. With the very same business continuing at the back since we find the hard plastic as well as the leather material. And before we talk or go through the seats, I really love this design since it can hold up whatever you put steadily. And we have 2 speakers fitted right at the back, with 4 being in the front cabin and then 2 being on the rear doors. And on the rear bench, we get ourselves an armrest, which can also be used as cup holders. And we get this air vents as well as 2 charging ports. And I was just doing this for the sake of doing this. With the seats not even adjusted forward, an adult person can sit comfortably. And before we wrap this, thank you for watching up until this far. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment down below giving us your thoughts about the Polo Sedan Life. And underneath the VW badge, we find the rear view camera. And you are now presented with 521 liters of luggage space. And you can also recline the rear bench so you can get more luggage space. And as we pull that up, we find a spare wheel as well as your wheel tools and a jack. And this marks the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching up until this far. Car Reviews with BRYT, and I'm signing out. Ciao.